Pelosi, Maloney joined by 173 House Democrats in calling on Postmaster General to reverse assault on Postal Service. Dear Postmaster General, we write to follow up on the letter that was sent on August 6 to you regarding many serious concerns about operational changes that you have implemented since assuming the position of Postmaster General, which have worsened the crisis facing the Postal Service, and specifically have exacerbated a dramatic increase in delayed and undelivered mail impacting mail delivery times and quality of service for Americans. We wrote last week, and sadly, the letter sent today to the Oversight Committee is insufficient. As you know, the United States Postal Service is a pillar of our American democracy that is enshrined in the Constitution, which empowers Congress to establish post offices and post roads. The Postal Service provides critical services for the American people, delivering medicine to seniors, paychecks to workers, tax refunds to millions and absentee ballots to voters. It is always essential that the Postal Service be able to deliver mail in a timely and effective manner. During the once-in-a-century health and economic crisis of COVID-19, the Postal Service's smooth functioning is a matter of life or death, and is critical for protecting lives, livelihoods, and the life of our American democracy. The House is seriously concerned that you are implementing policies that accelerate the crisis at the Postal Service, including directing post offices to no longer treat all election mail as first class. If implemented now, as the election approaches, this policy will cause further delays to election mail that will disenfranchise voters and put significant financial pressure on election jurisdictions. Because many states have traditionally allowed voters to request absentee ballot applications and absentee ballots within a few days of the election, it is essential that standard delivery times remain short and pricing remain consistent. We also remain concerned about a significant operational restructuring, done without any apparent analysis and consultation, which will weaken the ability of the Postal Service to respond to local needs. These changes were made without sufficient consultation with Congress, and include reductions of overtime availability, restrictions on extra mail transportation trips, testing of new mail sorting and delivery policies at hundreds of post offices, and the reduction of the number and use of processing equipment at mail processing plants. These changes compound the operational and service delays that you have instituted. During our meeting with Leader Schumer on August 5, you committed to greater transparency and accountability with the Congress and the American people regarding the changes that you have made, which directly reach into the lives of the American people. We remind you of your pledge to provide documentation of the operational changes that you have and are currently making, and of the Postal Service's plan to successfully deliver election mail during the 2020 elections. The Postal Service motto states, "Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. Let us keep the promise provided for in the Constitution to the American people." We await your swift reply. Did any Republican members join them? My grandma has been waiting for a prescription manufacturer's letter so she can get free medicine that could cost her $500 month. We've been waiting over a week, and it still hasn't arrived. My husband and I had to fork out the $500 so she wouldn't go without, and I've been out of work since March. This whole administration of nasty men makes me sick. Edit for typos. Subpoena him to appear tomorrow. When he doesn't, send the sergeant at arms and arrest him. Play hardball. This kid glove stuff is not working, has never worked, and is letting the GOP destroy this nation. Seriously, to hell with Trump and to hell with Louis DeJoy. My mother never had to deal with a delay in her diabetic medication until Trump recognized that he could lose the election and went all out with his successful voter suppression efforts. And also, to hell with the Republican loyalists in the Senate who will allow it and are likely celebrating it behind closed doors. This letter needs to be FedExed to the Postmaster General to make sure he gets it. Deleted. Come the fuck on. Do something about it. You control the House, you can do more than write a fucking letter. Edit. Musical note. Breaking news. Musical note. Looks like they are doing more than just writing a letter, though I'd still like to see subpoenas. This is good. https://www. npr.org/2020/08/12/9019610002/ funding for post office mail-in voting stall coronavirus relief talks. Edit 2, yes, it's still a pretty feckless response, but it's a lot for Pelosi and Schumer. He must be charged with destruction of federal property. Wait, 49 Democrats didn't sign this. The best part about all of this is they simply could wait until after the election to do any dismantling. It is the tell that shows it is all about election interference. And the GOP replies with "Hey, fuck you, we'll do what we want." The time between November 3rd and January 20th will see the biggest wholesale looting and destruction of the country ever seen. It will take decades to repair the damage, if it even survives. I work fast food, and we get quite a few people who work for the USPS who come in and get food. They're always cooperative and helpful, and we're always happy to work for them like they work for us. These people work crazy hours to help the community. They could be out of a job soon. Save the mail service. Appealing to the Republican sense of morality is a bold strategy. I'm getting sick of all these strongly worded statements with no action behind it. Eli 5, why are Democrats in Congress apparently powerless to stop this blatant dismantling of the USPS when it's happening before their eyes? Why don't they subpoena the guy to come every day and grill him? And if he doesn't come, arrest him. Can they file an injunction or some other legal step to stop this? Mail isn't being delivered. I'm not getting mail maybe once a week. You can't tell me that this is permissible? It's in the fucking Constitution. Democrats are the only party with ethics anymore. This is why 45 will be re-elected. GOP is blatantly trying to steal the election and nobody is doing anything besides writing a few letters. Trump is going to steal the election in broad daylight and there's nothing the Democrats can do about it. It's hard to believe there's no recourse with such obvious bullshit going on. This is the U.S.A. How did one man take down our form of government so fast? And a dishonest, incompetent idiot at that. Arrest this fucker. Number of fucks given by Trump and his cronies, 0. All this condemning, sternly wagging the finger and calling on has meant shit. Use the subpoenas, and if that doesn't work, use the sergeant at arms. But they are always too weak to use that last one that might actually scare some of these people. How does Dr. Fauci receive death threats on his children for saving American lives, but Louis DeJoy sleeps comfortably killing a nation? This is lip service. Won't do shit. Jesus Christ. Just tell him to go back to normal or he will be prosecuted after election. I read Pelosi, Maloney as Post Malone. Post Malone joined by 173 House Democrats. I need sleep. Sue the piss out of him. He is following Trump's directive. More harsh words. If the president isn't playing by the rules and there is no accountability, what's the point? We can't just send sternly written letters while Trump destroys everything in his path. What happens when he successfully steals the election? More harsh words and a disapproving finger wag. Can they bust him yet for felony mail tampering? The Republican Party has become a party of two principles, says who and make me. Sir, you can't nuke a hurricane. Says who? You have to stop taking foreign election assistance. Make me. Pelosi is still playing the old game and hasn't been able to compete at this level of mob tactics with no rules and ultimate power backing blatant corruption.